So far, we've looked at propulsion, radiation, and the human psyche. But what happens when communication itself, our last tether to Earth, begins to fail? As the spacecraft ventures deeper into the cosmos, distance becomes time. In the early phases of the journey, messages from Earth take only minutes, then hours, to reach the crew. But once the ship crosses the outer solar system, those delays stretch into days, then weeks, and eventually into months or years. By the time the ship enters interstellar space, communication becomes a slow-motion echo. Imagine asking a question and getting the answer back 2 years later. That's not hypothetical. A round-trip message to Proxima Centauri, even at the speed of light, takes over 8 years. So if something goes wrong on board, by the time Earth receives the distress signal and sends back instructions, it may already be too late. The problem may have resolved itself or destroyed the mission. This delay transforms every technical hiccup into a self-reliance challenge. The crew can't rely on mission control. They must become mission control. Every system must be autonomous. Every decision must be local. The ship must include advanced AI capable of diagnosing and resolving issues without human help. And humans must be trained to live without the safety net of ground support. But the consequences go beyond engineering. They seep into the human heart. Communication delays mean the crew becomes psychologically isolated. News from Earth turns into a form of historical record. Birth announcements arrive after the child is already walking. Birthday greetings arrive after the recipient has passed away. Crew members will watch their loved ones age and die through messages that feel like letters from ghosts. Imagine receiving a wedding invitation from a sibling who's now long married, or hearing about a political revolution 2 years after it happened. Worse still, signal strength diminishes with distance. Thanks to the inverse square law, every time you double the distance, signal power drops by 4. The deeper the ship moves into space, the fainter and more distorted the messages become. Eventually, the crew may be forced to abandon traditional communication altogether. Earth would become a fading whisper, then a silent dot. At that point, the crew becomes a civilization of their own, fully severed from the world that created them. They are no longer ambassadors from Earth. They are pioneers of something new. This terrifying silence has parallels. On Earth, we've seen the psychological toll of long-term isolation. Submarine crews, polar researchers, and astronauts in confined missions all experience versions of this, but none compare to the silence of space. To survive, the crew will need new forms of connection. Internal communication systems will be vital. Shared memories, digital archives of Earth culture, and virtual Earth simulations can help maintain identity. Social networks on board may become the new heartbeat of mental stability, a replacement for the family and friends left behind. But there's hope. What if the ship could become its own internet? A vast internal information network, an evolving record of knowledge, culture, music, art, and emotion. A living history created and maintained by those aboard. The crew could build something uniquely their own, a spaceborne civilization not haunted by Earth's silence, but inspired by its legacy. We must also consider how Earth will remember them. For the people left behind, the ship and its crew become mythologized, distant symbols of human ambition. Their progress, struggles, and triumphs will be followed by children who may never meet them. Over decades, this mission could shape Earth's culture, becoming our generation's odyssey, our first true step into the stars. The silence then becomes sacred. At Infinity Beyond, we believe that communication is more than data. It's the soul of a mission. And even when voices fade, purpose echoes.